Right. So let's get started. Welcome everybody to this week's community call. People will still be joining, but we're still starting regardless. As always, the call is being recorded, so a recording of it will be shared on our YouTube channel and other platforms for you to listen to, hopefully during the weekend. And once again, I don't hear any elevator music, so let's start with that. Hey, Ismael, do you have anything in your defense after all these weeks of lying to us and failing us with this?
Well, I mean, I've let all of you down for a few weeks now, for maybe 2 months almost. Oh, we've had many community calls. Time flies. Time really flies. But yeah, as always, I really don't have a great excuse for not putting on some nice elevator intro music. So please bear with me. Maybe next time I'll have some nice intro music for all of you.
Yeah, well, once again, I'll leave that up to you guys whether you believe that or not. At this point, I lost all my trust in Ismael. So today I have with me the usual suspects, Ismael and myself, who are the partners in crime for these community calls. We're hosting them by default, and also Evgeny from Nodes Guru crushing this call once again, who's becoming more of a host than a guest at this point. And I also have Jack with me from the NIM team, who's going to be our main guest for today. Say hi, guys.
Hey guys.
So starting with a news roundup, what happened this week to the project. First of all, a new version of our wallet and also the NIM platform binaries have been released. So when it comes to wallet, it now offers a better overview of your mixed node. So basically, for mixed node operators, who I know a lot of people in the audience here are, you now have a much better overview, including staking details such as saturation and delegations and rewards and all of that good stuff. And you can now access it straight from the wallet. And you can also compound and redeem operator rewards straight from the wallet with this release.
Yeah, that's right. But on a side note, though, we've also introduced advanced filters to the NIM Network Explorer. So if you've been using the Network Explorer a lot, you'll probably have seen it already. So with these advanced filters, you can basically dial in exactly what you're looking for in terms of profit margin, stake saturation, and routing score. And the routing score is formerly known as uptime. So when you're a new token holder, for example, or an existing token holder, and you're looking to delegate your tokens to a mixed node, these advanced filters will be very helpful. So yeah, please check out the new added filters.
Exactly, and the reason, by the way, behind changing the name of uptime to routing score is that it more accurately explains what it actually is. So uptime kind of suggests that a machine is turned on for a given percentage of time, and how our measurement works for the routing score is very different from that. So basically. What happens on the NIM mixnet is the way to measure performance is dropped packets on a path, and a path consists of a gateway and 3 mixed nodes. So if any of those fails to deliver a packet, then it's dropped, and that will basically affect all the mixed nodes and also the gateway on that path. So to avoid the confusion with this kind of misleading name, we changed it to routing score. So for those that weren't aware, now you know. And when it comes to the NIM platform release, they bring a whole host of new features, and I think it would be a very, 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 very long call if I went over all of those one by one. So I'm not going to do that. The changelog is available on the in the release blog post, which was hopefully posted in the community call text channel. But one important thing to highlight when it comes to the new binaries is that our shipyard grantees, which I see quite a few of in the audience of this call, are now ready to set up the gateway network requester pairs. It's such a hard thing to say, guys. So gateway network requester pairs, which leads us into the next news item that we have. So as you may know, we're planning to add Telegram support for NIM Connect, and that is going to happen next week now that the new binaries are out. So a recap for those that don't know, NIM Connect is a one-click interface which enables you to privacy enhance apps that you're already using. It is very simple. It literally has one button. In fact, it used to be called Big Green Button, but unfortunately it was renamed to NIM Connect, which I think is a much worse name, but don't tell anyone. But anyways, so we're adding apps to NIM Connect gradually. So first we added the Electrum wallet, and then Keybase, the messaging application, and Telegram is next. Now this is really exciting for us because Electrum and Keybase are pretty not very commonly used applications. So Telegram is absolutely huge in comparison. And this is going to be basically the first truly broad and universal use case of NIM Connect, and by extension, the NIM Mixnet. So that's why it is really exciting for us. And to handle the additional load that is going to be placed on the NIM Mixnet, we needed the new platform binaries, which were now released, because we needed more gateways, which are being set up by our shipyard grantees, who were picked last week, as most of you know. So now the work on setting up the gateway network requester pairs has already started. So please, if you're a shipyard grantee, or if you're just interested in the process of this happening, then keep an eye on our grantees channel, where everything related to this process is being discussed. So Max already started reaching out to you guys with instructions, and he's also keeping an eye on the channel to make sure that everything is going smoothly and all the issues that you're facing are being fixed in a timely manner. So yeah, that's all there is to about that. And I think Ismael has a really important favorite disclaimer when it comes to NIM Connect. So let's go ahead with that. Ismael?
Yes, I was muted for a second. Sorry about that. So, time for my personal favorite disclaimer of all time. Please, everyone, make sure to note and don't forget that NIM Connect is in beta. So it's experimental software for now. It's important to repeat it a few times. So please don't use it to topple your government yet. So meaning, if you're scheming something, please, it's a beta. So it's yeah, don't topple your government yet. The team is still stress testing the mixnet, gathering real world data, fine tuning things, turning some knobs, and optimizing things. So please just keep using NIM Connect. Um, and yeah, if you have any feedback, please do provide some feedback in one of our social channels. Thank you.
Exactly. We have a bug reporting form for that, and we're counting on your continued feedback on our tools, and that also includes, of course, NIM Connect, which is in beta. So your feedback is highly appreciated. Now on to our next news story, which is not directly NIM related, but also pretty important. I wonder how many people remember Huawei, the company, the largest smartphone manufacturer in the world, just 3 years ago. Well, I don't remember it that much anymore, because by today, it disappeared almost completely. So they are not even in the top 5, and their market share continues to drop like a rock. And that happened because they were made radioactive by the OFAC, who placed them on their SDN list. Maybe these terms ring a bell to some people in the audience, given recent events. So as a result of being placed on this list, they lost access to the entirety of the U.S. market, which is of course a very important market. But also a lot of other things happened. So they also lost access to advanced semiconductors, which are very important to manufacture any sort of technology, and also all the Google services, among many other things. These are just the more important examples. So this made them irrelevant almost immediately. So this was a multi-billion-dollar business, and it just basically evaporated within a few months. So that is the power of OFAC, which is the Office of Foreign Asset Control, and their SDN list, which is the Specially Designated Nationals list. And as many of you know, Tornado Cash, a crypto mixing service, and some Ethereum addresses associated with it were placed on this same list recently. So just to make it clear, the SDN list is the absolutely nuclear option when it comes to sanctions. So just to show how serious this is, any U.S. citizen knowingly dealing with a person or entity on this list is looking at a prison sentence of up to 20 years per offense. So 4 offenses would mean up to 80 years. So that it's that serious. Now, putting Tornado Cash in this list has very serious implications for privacy and sets a dangerous precedent, in our opinion. So this was discussed. Actually, I attended Twitter Spaces yesterday with Kenny Lee from Menta, and also Tor Baer from the Secret Foundation, which is behind the Secret Network. Now, I know you were there, Ismail. So what did you think about that conversation?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting actually. All the people who attended the call, who attended this Twitter space, they were all very knowledgeable about their specific personal fields. So, for example, I really liked the discussion about tampering, identity management, and identity tampering, and we could go on and on about this. But if they have another Twitter space again in the near future, I highly recommend joining it, because these people know what they're talking about. And Pseudonym was present as well, of course, and well, it was a good call. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so on that note, on the upcoming calls like this, unfortunately, this one was not recorded, so I can't share a link to the recording, but definitely stay tuned for more of these, because there are many, many great projects in this space, that are working on bringing privacy to Web3 in various different ways. So this entire tech stack of privacy solutions exists for Web3. And what we need to understand is that over these coming years, as Web3 kicks off, and gets more and more use cases and more adoption, a decision will be made collectively. So whether consciously or not, and whether we participate or not, a decision will be made. And that decision will be whether the systems and tools of our future, and the future of our children will preserve privacy or not. That will be decided in one way or another in the upcoming few years. So that is why it's very important to lead this discussion, and we're actively looking for ways to join forces with these other projects and the great minds behind them, and discuss privacy together, because we have a lot to say and they also have a lot to say. So eventually we're aiming to make privacy the default for Web3 together, which you've probably heard not only from us but also from other projects. That is a great goal, and we intend to reach that goal together. So stay tuned for more conversations like this in the future. All right, moving on from our news roundup, we have the usual Meet the Mix node segment of this call as well, because as you guys know, and many of you who have already been here throughout our previous calls, we try to highlight the fact that behind every mixed node there's a person, there's a cool guy or girl, and also that our infrastructure basically is just an idea. So what Nim has built without you guys actually running that infrastructure is just an idea, and you guys make it into a reality. And to sort of celebrate that fact, we each week we bring on a mixed node operator to chat with and to find out who they are, and why they are running a mixed node. So in that spirit, I'm going to introduce you to our guest today, who's Gingah from Noders. Hi there, sir. How's it going?
Yeah, yeah. Hi guys. Nice to be here.
So, would you care to introduce yourself a little bit? Who are you, and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I'm Greek. I don't know actually what information you'd like to hear about me, so I'll just throw some facts. So basically, I'm Greek, but I was born in Russia, so my native language is Russian. Then I lived in Greece, Austria, studied in Switzerland. Now I live in Bali. I'm in crypto since 2017. I consider myself to be what I like to call a crypto enthusiast. My education is not tech. I have an MBA from Swiss University, but I was always curious about how the blockchain looks from inside, how it really works. So I put myself approximately 2 years ago and started studying this whole stuff. Basically, since then I participated in approximately 50 different testnets, and I taught some guys how to set up nodes and do some kind of nodes related things. I assembled a team. Now we have relatively, I would say not small, but I mean medium community, 1,300 people approximately, with whom together we write guides, create guides for installation of different nodes, and in general try to be as helpful as possible to different crypto projects. Yeah, I guess that would be it.
That's great stuff. So then we're talking about Noders, right? Right. That's your that's the name of your project.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you aim to achieve with it? What's your main goal with it?
Well, in general, we try to be, as I said before, helpful to different blockchain projects. So we run nodes, validators, so we can create RPCs, explorers, and other stuff. So we just want to be part of a change, which I personally think that is really important to our world. I think that blockchain and all the technologies that we can see, building with a blockchain are really important to us. And basically, I see it as one of the most promising alternative answers to quite lots of fundamental problems to our societies, global societies. So I just want to be part of it and play an important role to it. And that's why I like NIM exactly, because I think that if we people don't do something about all this, about privacy preservance, then we're just going to be screwed.
Exactly. So then, in summary, if I understand you correctly, then basically you are running nodes in various projects and try to incentivize and help people in running their own nodes as well. Is that accurate?
Yeah, sure. And we create guides, which simplifies for them the installation of the nodes. So it's easy, for them to. It's going to be easy, for some guys who are not really tech savvy, to also participate, in blockchain infrastructure, and help securing this whole space.
And what type of guides? Like video guides, text written guides?
For the time, yeah, text for the time being, it's only in Russian, and it's text written guides. But we're definitely looking into expanding to different other languages and also writing and shooting some videos later.
That is great stuff. Hopefully the link to your Telegram group was shared in our community call text channel. So guys, definitely make sure to check it out. Now, we already mentioned NIM. So how does NIM fit into this whole picture, like your stack? What do you think about NIM, and how did you find out about us?
It fits perfectly. I'm totally in love with the project since day one. It's in the testnet space. It's quite often that we can see how the team works. We can see lots of inside things, and we can I think make way more correct estimations of how cool is the project, depending on not only what is written on the white paper or the site, but also but why they work, how they work, etc., etc. So basically, from day one, I was pretty amazed with NIM. I love the idea. It actually seems like so logic to me that I was like, when I saw it, I was like, what? We haven't been doing that so far. I mean, it seems so. When it's done, it seems so. The logic of NIM seems so logic. So I participated in NIM testnet for I guess something around like 1 year, and now me and my team will run 4 nodes in different parts of the world to make the network a bit more spread. So we have 1 node in Brazil, United States, Australia, and Germany. Again, about a few more words, I would like to say that I definitely think it's really important, for us people to do something about privacy, about preserving our privacy. Again, if nobody, apart from us, is going to really care about it. So that's why I like NIM, and that's why I want to be part of it and help as much as we can, to develop it and promote it and so on.
Yeah, well said. It's up to us to lay down the foundations of a more private web when it comes to Web3, than what we see on Web 2, which is a pretty terrifying example. So that's well said. And then so I assume that you've been running a node since testnet, right?
Yeah.
So why do you find it important to also run a node besides just holding NIM tokens or whatever it is? How do you see your participation?
Because that's what blockchain is to me. It's a community. We can be part of it, and we all can benefit. If each one of us will contribute. The more we contribute, the stronger we all become. The better product we all create, and so on and so forth. So I think that lots of people. I would say the majority of people come into crypto space just to make money. And to be honest, I also was one of them. But in 2017, when after I made a couple of X's on buying Bitcoin and then selling it way higher, I was kind of interested, and I said, "Hey, what's going on here?" Like I took the white paper of Bitcoin, and I was so amazed with the whole idea. And since then, I'm just hooked on crypto, and try to be just part of it and help shaping the space.
That's well said. Can I ask about your nodes a little bit? So you're running 4 of them. What does that mean? How successful have you been in terms of mixed node saturation?
Well, I don't really consider stake saturation of success. I think that success for us is that nodes are running properly. We haven't done any marketing, and we're a small team, so we're just in the beginning. So we have somewhere around I guess 50 to 80K on our nodes. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
is it success or not yet?
Look, that was a good point that you raised. Actually, maybe my wording was incorrect. It's not really a very accurate measurement of success. You know how much stake saturation you have. It's success in the sense that that NIM was set up in a way, and it's really nice to see it turn out also in practice, not only in theory, to really highlight community and trust. You know, so people and we see this over and over again, and we started also doing some research into this. The people who are running successful mixed nodes, like also Evgeny, hi Evgeny, by the way, from Nodes Guru, are absolute OGs of our community and very active and helpful in it. So so in that sense, you know, it's just I would say it shows success, but not because it exists, but it shows that you've been doing something else, you know, that is good for the project, which is community presence. So that's what I meant by it. Now, I will ask you the question that I ask every mixed node operator, which is that if I have like 5,000 NIM tokens and I'm looking to delegate it to a mixed node, why should I delegate it to yours, one of yours?
Well, first of all, because it's going to be a cool idea. Second, we're going to be grateful. Third, you would help a new team, you know, grow up. But to be serious, I would say that, well, look, we're doing this, well, I would say semi-professionally, professionally. Basically, we do it all day, every day, running nodes. Well, we believe to be, well, not the best one, but definitely decent team. And, well, we definitely know, you know, how to take care of our nodes. We have we create Telegram bots to monitor them. So whenever something you know happens with a node, we can act really really fast. Yeah. Apart from that, I would also only mention that again, we're not here only just because of the money, but we really want to be part of the ecosystem, help secure it. So if you're gonna support it, it will be cool. If not, then we also don't mind.
That's a good
And
answer.
can I just add something which is out of topic, but since I just had the opportunity, I would just like to thank you guys from Node Guru, Evgeny and Sergio, for what they have done, you know, for the Russian-speaking community. I've learned actually a lot from them. So and all the materials and effort they have put into sharing lots of different stuff with the community is pretty cool and awesome, and they've been an inspiration for me as well. So just thank you guys.
I can extend that thanks, because you know, just for in general, the project, not only the community in Nodes Guru, has been doing a lot, including the their Explorer, which is absolutely great, and all of like the delegations program and all of that stuff. It's been absolutely critical for us. Now I have one question to you. Maybe it's a bit boring for the rest of you guys. I'm sorry, but how do the Discord or like the Telegram bots work? That was interesting.
Basically, yeah, basically we can track lots of different statistics about the node. You know, the stake saturation, the uptime, you know, the condition of the servers, etc. But we want to create now, well, bots for lots of different projects, and then give it, you know, to different projects, so they could give it to their communities, and they would be, you know, you just open your Telegram and you can see all your nodes over there with different, you know, statistics about them and about the servers and how they work, etc. We think that it's going to make life of node runners and validators way, way, way easier. Node Group, by the way, are doing some of the, I guess, similar stuff. They also have, you know, some bots. So we just, I would say, colleagues in that.
Nice, that's fascinating. All right, is there anything you would like to add? Because if not, then I will say goodbye to you. But if you have any last words, then let me know.
Well, I could definitely speak about NIM and blockchain in general, you know, for hours. But I thank very much for the opportunity. Nice to meet you all, guys. I wish you best of luck to everybody, and yeah, you can go on.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And just as a quick summary of what I already mentioned, this whole community focus of NIM and how our incentive structure is set up. It is on purpose. We want people not only to run nodes, but also to be trusted and recognized members of our community. And it is really nice to see that working in practice. So if anybody's looking for advice as to how to attract more delegations, community presence is always a good way to do that. Whether it's building your own community, explaining things to people which you see lacking, or it's just being active in our existing communities and helping people out and yeah, being a recognized member of the community, it always leads to a general success in running a mixed node. Many thanks for joining us, sir. See you in the chats. We'll definitely talk more.
Sure. Yeah, thanks again.
And now we're moving on to our main guest. So a bit of an intro for this. With any company, a lot, if not everything, depends on the team behind it. I think that's no surprise to anybody. So success is predicated not only on the individuals working in a team and their skills and talent and experience, but also how well those individuals work together and the company culture that they cultivate. These are all very important things. So I've been with NIM for a while now, more than 6 months at this point, and I can confidently say that we really nailed all of these things. So whenever I look around, I'm perpetually amazed. So we have great talent and also great teamwork and an awesome company culture. So today I have Jack Wolff with me, who's NIM's head of people operations, who is in large part responsible for this. Welcome, Jack.
Hey guys, really great to be here in Gingah. Awesome to hear about what you're doing with the nodes and stuff.
It's good to have you too, Jack. It's an absolute pleasure. So would you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure, no worries. So, hi everyone. My name's Jack. I've been at NIM for over a year now, so a year and a month or two or so. My background, as you may have seen on the Twitter post, was military initially for the first 8 years, and then for the last 4 years, I've worked exclusively within tech recruitment, and then now I'm at NIM. I'm also, keeping with the recruitment, but doing a much more of a all-round people and HR capacity job.
Like I just found out it from the Twitter post myself, but it's you were part of a British elite army unit that has a certain
Yeah,
ring to it. So
yeah, no, for sure. So I can, yeah, I'll go into a little bit more of that. So, I was actually a medic in the British Army, and in my time there, I spent a lot of the time attached to the parachute regiment. Okay, so that's for the British Army. It's like one of their elite fighting units, and yeah, it was a privilege to serve, and it was awesome to jump out of planes every day. So yeah, good times.
that sounds actually awesome. Um, and then how did you end up in your current position? What else did you do
Yeah,
since the
yeah.
army within
No
tech?
worries. Yeah. So, so when I was leaving the military, I was a lot of army veterans are a little bit undecided on what the next stage is in their life. And I had quite a good friend of mine who'd gone into the tech recruitment sector. And said, hey, there's a lot of transferable skills that you can carry across from the military. So I was like, hey, let's research this a bit and give it a go. So I then went into essentially working for agency recruitment, primarily focusing on financial services tech recruitment. So everything from a JavaScript developer to a Murex business analyst to a CTO to a CISO and all kinds of stuff in between. Okay, so I really did a variation of recruitment. Right before I joined NIM, the last year, I focused on cybersecurity and cloud security as well. And as I was kind of going deeper down the rabbit hole, privacy and security became quite important to me. And then here I am at NIM. So yeah, it's awesome.
That's super. Can I please ask a follow up
Sure.
about the transferable skills, because it feels on the surface of it, very far away, the army from
hmm
recruitment, but you say that there's a lot of transferable skills, so I'm curious to hear what those
Yeah.
are.
No, sure. So, I don't know if anyone in the audience has worked in recruitment or knows what it's like, but it's extremely fast-paced and high pressure. Okay. You have to deal with a massive variation of people, and have, I would say, strong emotional intelligence. And this can sometimes be quite tiring and quite difficult. So just from the military and actually from being a medic, just understanding people, understanding people's wants, understanding people's pain points, that's very transferable across. And also just sheer drive and determination. Okay, if you have a mission critical job, i.e., you need to get a candidate in for a certain job or a certain role, and the company may fail if you do not get that person. That's quite a lot of pressure. So being able to deal with that, and then bringing the correct person in a timely manner, is quite essential, and you can really carry that across.
Now, on the note of bringing the right person on, as you said, so I'm really not trying to shill for my own project, guys. That's really not what's going on here. I have some work experience with quite a few companies. My previous employer was Big Core, the big core in the tech and telecommunications sector, and I can confidently say that NIM has this very unique and special vibe to it. Like everywhere I look, I meet very bright and driven people, including our C-suite, including our interns. Everybody is just so ready to go, very bright-eyed, interested, driven, intelligent people, and also the sort of teamwork and the zero rigidity, but still getting things done, that I see as absolutely shocking to me. So I can't help but assume that you have a lot to do with that, and also there's intentionality behind that. So
Yeah,
so
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
just unpack the right person. What is a NIM employee like?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a great question, Simon. So look, essentially, right, at NIM, what's so impressive, and this is why I love the fact that I'm an internal head of people at NIM, okay? This is not outsourced. I'm part of the fabric at NIM. And what that actually allows me to do is be a sponge when it comes to all of our C-suite, all of our managers, and really understand and soak up the motives and the energy for NIM. And the thing is, like when I'm speaking to candidates, I speak to candidates all day, pretty much every day. That's my job. But the thing that I'm always listening out for, they may be they may be like the best coder in the world, but that doesn't matter if they don't have a passion for privacy and privacy technology. Okay, so when I speak to people about what NIM is doing, I'm expecting somebody's eyes to light up, right? I want somebody to be as drawn and committed as I was when I found out about the NIM project. Okay, and this is what I feel has given us a great team so far, in the fact that there's a real sense at NIM and the team that are building the technology that we are actually doing something with huge real world impact. Okay, this isn't just a crypto pump and dump project or anything like that. I say to people all the time, yes, we use blockchain technology, yes, we have a token, but the thing is, we're a privacy technology company, and we're actually here to protect people and help the world move forward in the way that our online lives are becoming more interfaced with reality. So that's super important for me. Making sure that we get people that believe in our cause and believe in our mission, and also it's fantastic to have the CEO like Harry, who is a huge advocate and driver behind this. Right, I feel that without somebody like Harry at the helm, it would be very difficult to do a project like this.
Exactly, and really, what you're describing here permeates everything, guys. I see it from the inside. I had the pleasure to work with a lot of different people from a lot of different corners of NIM, and this ethos of doing something very important, and the drive that gives everybody it just really permeates everything. So it is absolutely true what you said, and that's my experience all around. Like I can't give you a single exception to that since the 6 months I've been working here. So um, what is like let's talk a bit about the Web3 space in general, because
Yep.
you've just mentioned how much experience you have in interviewing people.
Mhm.
Is the type of person that Web3 needs different right now? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, look, it's another great question. Look, so a lot of people, okay, there's there's a real mixture of candidates that you come across. Okay, there's a lot of people that are from outside of Web3 and really want to get into Web3. There are some people that are in Web3 that are scammers, okay, and this is something that you've got to be super careful of. And I haven't really witnessed that in other kind of business verticals. There's more scammers in Web3 than I've found everywhere, and this is on a candidate basis. People completely lying about their whole CV. So that's something that I've got to screen and make sure we get right before I put them in front of a hiring manager. And then there's people who are, say, at other protocols and other projects that are doing a very good job. And they're some of the hardest if they're doing a great job to get over, but it has and is being done right now. So there's a mixture. We've got pure headhunting going on, where we are literally trying to find the best people for the job at NIM. We've got people from outside of Web3 applying, and we've got the scammers as well, which we've got to be careful of. And I'm sure Simon and Ismael, you've dealt with a few of those as well. So that's to
Rest assured, we did. Yes, rest assured, we did.
yeah, so that gives you a bit of an idea. And just talking about, say, transferable skills from outside of Web3, well, I think there is. I mean, look, if it obviously depends on the job, right? I'm a multifaceted recruiter. Okay, my background was primarily in tech recruitment, so as I said, software developers, things around that. But also at NIM, I've done obviously community recruitment, I've done marketing recruitment, I've done operations, really across the business spectrum. And so, of course, you need to find people outside of Web3 as well. And for myself, it's just making sure that we get that passion across. And if there are places that people need to upskill, I'm very proud to say that NIM helps our candidates we employ to really learn on the job. Okay, so that's something that we're very good at. So if there are gaps in someone's CV that we think okay that needs a little bit of a nudge here and there, we do help the people that we hire, and we recently conducted a survey across the organization, with a very, very high job satisfaction rate. So, people are very happy, and they're very happy with the career progression at NIM so far.
By the way,
Okay.
Jack, there's something I've really been thinking about for a few years now, actually, and
Hmm.
because you've mentioned the word scammers.
Yes.
Uh, so like during the hiring process, does the amount of scammers outweigh the amount of legitimate job seekers?
No, no, no. I'd say it's probably between 5 and 10%. But all I would say actually, Ismail, is they have gone up recently in the last 6 months. And yeah, and sometimes these people might have malicious intent as well, in regards to information gathering. So I really use my savvy and use a bit of technical know-how when it comes to screening people.
That's interesting. Okay.
And then, can we talk about our openings a little bit? What do
Yeah,
we have on
yeah,
offer
sure,
currently?
sure. So right now, look, we are in the midst of hiring. Look, we have some marketing hires on. However, we've got quite a big candidate pool at the moment. So I'm kind of holding off until everyone's been interviewed. Okay, so we've got quite a big candidate pool around marketing. The key hire that we are looking for at the moment. Okay, we have some candidates. But I would like some more. Is for a Rust developer. Okay, so that's we're basically obviously going to be building with NICs and high speed consensus machines, that kind of thing. So very, very juicy projects. Okay. And I'm always open to hear from Rust developers, even if we don't hire people right now. You never know what web is going to happen in Web3, and job situations always change. So it's always good to have contact there.
Now, I have another question related to this. So, having such a good understanding of the space in general, and having your finger on not only the direct requirements, such as this or that type of coding, but also the sort of more indirect requirements that a company in crypto may need. What's your general, for anybody in the audience who wants a career in Web3, in whichever sector
Yeah.
of it, what should they learn? What's your general advice for
Yeah,
these people?
no, that's a great question, Simon. Look, I get this all the time, right? And it's from various people, and look, I think the first thing is okay. Look, you don't have to have come from a Web3 company, but think about the job that you are doing, right? One of the key things I get a lot is, say, community managers or kind of the social media type managers. But I say to these people, there is a hell of a lot of candidate pool out there. Okay, so for you to be selected is a very very small chance, and you really need good Web3 knowledge. Like Ishmael and like Simon on the call now, and I can see we've got a few of our other awesome supporters in the audience here today. So Gustavo, El Turco, Elif, and Merv. Sorry if I've missed anyone else, but yeah.
Also,
So
Pizza J, he's
yeah,
our latest ed. Yeah.
awesome. So look, that side of thing is not, it's not an easy way to get in, but that's the way a lot of people get in. When it comes to say, let's talk about different jobs. Okay, so if it comes to a coding job, I would first say, look, have a look at your tech stack, right? Have a look at your tech stack and see what marries up with a Web3 company that you're going for. And it's pretty easy to find out, obviously, open source code. So, if you're looking at a different protocol and you want to find out what they're coding on, obviously, brush up on that tech stack, and then when you can apply, you can say, hey, I'm not an absolute wizard yet, but I have been doing all of this in my own time. And there's, areas that we can obviously help you with that. Okay. Um, Another side to it as well, when it comes to say marketing, okay, so marketing hires and things like this, I would say for a company like NIM or a similar size company, essentially we are still at the very foundations. So coming from a company that you've been really crucial and critical. So a smaller company, if somebody applies for a job at marketing with NIM and they've come from IBM and they've been in a team of about 300 people, I'm sorry, but it's going to be an immediate no. Because you simply don't have the kind of the weight and the pressure that you would have in a much smaller company. Okay, so just having that, working within a small team, and understanding the kind of multifaceted role you'll be doing. You definitely, and I'm sure everyone can agree with this who currently works or helps NIM, is that there's it's definitely not a siloed position, right? And also just work really hard. If you join as a tech support or a community manager or something like that, or if you're joining as an outsourced coder and you happen to be really doing a good job, you can get hired on a full-time basis, right? We've already seen that happen. And I think we'll continue to see that happen when people are doing a good job. So that's another way you can get in. Yeah.
Yeah, I can very much attest to the multifacetedness. Um, no, that's really, so that's one of my other than the project itself and the ethos and the cause that we're fighting for. For me personally, the thing that I absolutely love about this job and that I had and the reason why I never had like a single bored day at work is because I'm doing 783,000 different types of things. It's never the same. It's never the same people. It's never the same process. It's always like very varied and requires on-the-spot problem solving, and we don't have any rigid processes and any rigid decision making. Everything is very fluid and efficient. It's truly magnificent, guys. You probably can't imagine how much so. So then I have one more question for you, I think. So I assume that you're in contact with HR professionals from other companies as well, and probably that also includes crypto, right?
With HR people, yeah.
Yeah. So is there a big increase in the amount of job seekers nowadays?
It's you know what? No. I mean, that's a question for not just Web3, right? I think that's a question for the whole tech sector. Look, I would say that there is definitely. So if we look at social media and marketing, okay, there's a hell of a lot of candidates in the pool, but finding the good ones is difficult. Okay, and then if we look at more technical focus roles, and particularly for NIM, look, we've got quite complex systems. All right, so when we are hiring, the talent pool is actually quite small. Okay, so I would say when it comes to the more technical a hire, the harder it is. Okay, because there's literally just not as many people. And when it comes to the marketing, social media side, it's harder in a way that you've got to kind of talk to a lot of people to kind of get to the right candidates. Okay, so there's definitely candidates out there. I would say, yeah. Just to summarize, though, technical, it's difficult at the moment. Okay, and there's a lot of companies as well that are, say, out of Web3. They're not like a protocol or something like that. They're a big blue chip company, and they're starting to hire blockchain engineers, right, which is ramping prices up, things like that. So what's great about NIM is that we have such an awesome project, so that we can, keep hiring awesome people because they actually believe in what we're doing, and will go that extra mile to make sure that the job is done.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. I believe Evgeny also has a question for you.
Yeah. Hi, Jack.
Oh, Evgeny.
Nice to meet you. I wanted to ask you about Simon. We all know Simon as a pseudonym as amazing community manager, always welcome, never sleeping, always answering everyone. But how is he as a team member, as a NIM team member? What's his best points? Maybe not the best ones.
Simon. Okay, no worries, Evgeny. I like Simon because he's super inquisitive. Okay, with a lot of stuff he does. Okay, and he works very, very hard. The other thing is because I don't actually work with Simon on a daily basis, but I know this is why he's doing so well at the moment. He just gets shit done, right? And you can have, and this is like in any job, and this it doesn't matter. If you're a person that comes in and can take the initiative and just get stuff done, you're always going to be a winner in my eyes. And hard work will always beat skill level. Okay, I think obviously he's still got skill, but he works immensely hard. So that's really, really great about Simon.
Well, that was unexpected. Thank you, Evgeny, and also thanks for the answer, Jack. Much appreciated. I'm trying my best. I really love this project a lot, and I'm doing my best to do well here.
Man,
No
Evgeny,
secrets revealed though.
you should have asked me this question because I would have given a totally negative response. So I'm happy for you, Simon, that Jack is here to answer this question.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you would.
we'll leave it for the NIM stage after party.
Ismael, you should maybe just keep working on the elevator music, which you've been promising for like 7 weeks
Yeah,
at this point.
exactly. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think those were all the questions that I had for Jack. Do we have anything from the community? Do you guys want to know anything about hiring and people management in Web3 and at NIM?
Yeah, or any general questions about the team, guys, as well. Also, I'm not a coder, so I can't answer too technical questions. Just let me make that clear before we start.
All right, so guys, the community called text channel is 2 above the NIM stage. So if you have any questions, then please share those here. And in the meantime, Jack, do you want to add anything to what was discussed?
Yeah, no, it's a really great set of questions. I think I just add that look, we're very lucky at NIM to have such an awesome set of people, right? And one of the things regarding that is our leadership team. Okay, we've obviously got Dave as our CTO, we've got Harry CEO, Alexi COO. Andre, CFO. We've got Jess, Chief Product Officer, and obviously Jaya as well. Okay, these are really awesome, hardworking people. Okay, and I think if we just look at their backgrounds and what they have done and how they are kind of moving NIM as an organization forward, we're in really, really good hands, and things can only get better. So yeah, absolute privilege to work with everyone, and it's absolutely awesome to know that the technology is going to really start having an impact soon.
We have one community question, and that's from Merv.
Go on.
You could also say something amazing about her, maybe.
Okay, Merv. Yeah, you're a legend. We love you to bits. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's I can definitely second that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no further community questions, then I'm going to let you guys go. Massive thanks for joining, Jack. This was a great conversation. It was really nice to see the thought behind what I've been already seeing and experiencing at NIM. This whole ethos that we have, this very unique and precious thing that's going on at NIM. It was great to see the sort of the construction side of that on your part.
Great. Awesome call, guys.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.
Some
Thanks, Jack.
housekeeping items, though. Just before I let you go for your weekends, guys. The call was recorded as always, so you can see our recording bots, Craig and Giark, in the audience. They have recorded everything, and the recording will be shared, hopefully during the weekend. We also made a playlist for community call recordings, so if you missed any of them, then you can just go back and search for them. Massive thanks for everybody for joining. Suggestions for topics, guests, and anything in between are more than welcome. So please DM me if you find any of those. And again, massive thanks for tuning in, and have a lovely weekend, everybody. See you next week.
And
Bye, guys.
one last thing, don't forget we have a subreddit. So I dropped a link in the chat. Join our subreddit and participate. As always.
Shameless,
Yeah,
as always, shameless. On that
Thank
note,
you,
ladies and
everyone.
gentlemen, have a nice weekend. Bye bye.
Ciao.